The second debate, the second story that we'll be having on the show is the NEET-UG 2026 examination that was held on the 3rd of May for admission into undergraduate medical courses, which has been cancelled following reports of a paper leak. Around 22 lakh students appeared for the exam. The National Testing Agency says information collected by law enforcement agencies has indicated the exam process could not be allowed to stand and that a fresh exam is going to be conducted, with dates to be announced soon. The CBI is now looking into the case, and CBI sources have revealed the trail of the leaked paper, which includes Maharashtra, Haryana, Rajasthan, UP, and even Kerala. These questions were distributed on WhatsApp 42 hours before the exam, and over 100 questions matched that of the actual question paper. Now, opposition has accused the center of playing with the lives of students. The media earlier today also questioned the education minister, but he refused to give a statement.
छात्रों का क्या भविष्य जिन्होंने ईमानदारी से तैयारी की थी, जिनके माँ बाप ने कर्ज लेके लोन लेके अपने बच्चों को पढ़ाया था।
हमने इस मैटर को सीबीआई को इंक्वायरी को दिया है और हम इस तरह के जितने लोग खुराफात किए हैं उनको पकड़ेंगे, उनको जेल भेजेंगे।
कि सरकार सिर्फ जांच करके अपना पल्ला नहीं झाड़ सकती है, अकाउंटेबिलिटी होती है, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है।
बहुत बड़े स्तर के ऊपर कुछ ना कुछ तो कन्फ्यूजन है, मिली भगत है।
बीजेपी को जवाब देना पड़ेगा, प्रधानमंत्री जवाब दे, शायद प्रधानमंत्री एक और मन की बात कर देंगे उनके लिए।
सर एनी कमेंट?
Joining us for more on this entire NEET paper leak is Nitin Viijay, who's CEO of Motion Education Kota. Thank you so much, Mr. Viijay, for joining us. Now, this has happened far too often now. As an educationist, how frustrating is this paper leak and re-examination process for a student?
So it is the worst unfortunate thing which happened to the students, because 23 lakh students gave that examination, and after giving the examination after 3rd May, they felt that they are relieved now after preparing for 1 or 2 years for such an examination. So it is not about only 23 lakh students, those who give the examination. I personally gave these type of examination. It is an examination of the entire family. So I personally feel around about 1.25 crore students and parents are affected by this examination. And how I see personally why it is happening very often is that because if we see globally, conducting an examination up to that scale in which 2 lakh volunteers are involved into it, 5,500 centers are involved into it, more than 550 cities are involved into it. Globally, conducting this type of examination for 23 lakh students on pen and paper, it is a humongous task for any of the agency which is conducting. And it is happening very oftenly. So my suggestion to every conducting agency is that why we are not considering these type of examination like JEE and conducting them on computer-based examination, which is happening in a very, very leak-proof way. I don't know why they are not considering it. If it is happening into that way, the chances of leakage will be very less and will not affect any of the students.
Well, that's a question that definitely NTA should be answering, and it's high time they answer that. I completely agree with you that there are technology-based solutions to prevent the leakage. But, you know, the very fact that we've not even moved on such a fundamental question, you know, is this the surest sign that welfare of students has been taken for granted by our system? Because the amount of preparation, as you rightly put it, of the students, of the parents, that goes in for a NEET-UG paper is enormous. And all that will have to be done again if there is a retest.
I personally feel the intent of anti-examination, anti-agency and the government is conducting the examination. They have not taken it lightly, especially after 2024, after so much of news came out at that time also, although NEET examination has not conducted at that time. NEET has not happened at that time. But anti-agency and the government is very much cautious about that. They have taken so much of measures to make sure that there is no cheating into the examination centers. But I think there is a loophole. So there is no cheating happened at the test centers. If suppose that happened, at least they have a option to discard that particular center and conduct the re-examination over there, so that they can again give examination to some of the students and evaluate their percentile score and give it to scores to again to them. But in this case, what happened is leakage has happened before reaching to the examination centers, maybe via the printing press, maybe via some of the volunteers which are involved in the transportation, maybe from those who have taken the papers from vault to the centers. We don't know. Once the CBI will do the entire inspection, we'll get to know about it. But I am repeating the same thing, that conducting 24 lakh student examination on pen and paper, involving 2 lakh people into it, and maintaining the sanctity of examination is one of the biggest tasks NTA is, you can say, defending it. So again, I'm pushing hard into it that we should reconsider considering conducting the mode of examination should be different, what we are doing right now.
No, definitely there is a serious question as to what should be done. And, the larger question at this point of time that many would have is that, as per the investigators are saying that this perhaps at the level of the transportation that this has happened, as you have also indicated. But then so much of hype was made about GPS locators, how, there is the location is going to be secured. All of those safeguards after 2024 have failed. And what's worse is that we are still waiting for a conviction in the 2024 case.
So first, I would like to appreciate government and NTA on one aspect, that at least they have taken a very fast action. They acknowledge that paper has been leaked. It is on the mobile phone, and it has been leaked 2 days before the examination. So they have acknowledged it, and they have.
No, but this is after they denied it. They denied the initial reports that there is no leakage, that these are all rumors, and that was a very wrong thing for them to do. They should have taken action then itself.
Actually, rumors spread every year. So in the initial stage, they might have denied it, because once they got the proof, at least they have acknowledged it. That is what I can say. So the best thing which they have done for the student, that at least they have announced the re-NEET examination. I'm not talking about only in favor of government and the anti-agencies, but we also need to understand that at least they have taken the right step. But in the first place, accident should not happen. That is what they have to. That is what they are supposed to do. Especially national testing agencies is what is supposed to do. So what again I personally want to say is that we need to reconsider the mode of examination of conducting the NEET examination, because every time if we follow the same path, we'll get the same type of result, because there are so much of chances of leakages where more than 2 lakh volunteers are involved.
But, if you look at the overall picture, 41 exams in 15 states over the last 5 years, according to reports, have been compromised in one way or the other. Now, this appears to be a larger systemic problem that we have in India.
Obviously, so we need to understand that, because we are a population of more than 140 crores, and education is really a very important role for us, because everybody knows that if suppose their student gets a very good degree, they will get a good job and their life will be settled. So it is a very valuable thing for every family in our country. So these type of examinations are really important. So high value money stakes are involved into it. So we are living in a country where only we heard that type of stories, that people get murdered only in 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees. Where so much value money is involved. If suppose we talk about a student who does not get a good rank, parents are ready to pay crores of donation to the medical colleges to get an MBBS seat. So if suppose they will get paper only in 5 to 7 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees, there are so many people, those who want to buy it. And at the same time, the people, those who want to earn money out of it, they know this psychology. So they play around it, and they try to find out the people, those who are involved into conduction of these type of examination. So in the NEET examination, there are 2 lakh people, those who are involved into it. So what I personally feel again, that if we want that examination should be conducted to leak-proof way, we need to reduce the manpower, those who are involved into it. And that is only possible by involving more and more technology into it. That is what I personally feel.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you on the technology aspect. But, the question is, how is this fair to the students? And even if there is a retest, how is that the way forward? Because there would be a set of students who did very well, and their efforts have gone completely down the drain.
100%, sir. let me tell you, this is the most unfair thing which can happen to everybody. So first I would like to say is that those who are involved into it, government has to take very strict action and very quick action against them. Now let's talk about students. I'm teaching thousands of students. We are taking thousands of students. So in this case also, so many students came to us. They distributed gifts. They distributed sweets to us because they we assured themselves that you are going to be a doctor because they are getting above 600 marks into NEET. Now it is very difficult for us also to face them. How will we call them to classes again and tell them that you have to again practice the test papers? It is we cannot imagine, sir. We can just talking on a show. We cannot imagine the kind of current mindset they have. It is very difficult. As I earlier told you, that it is not the student who is involved into it. Entire family is involved into it. But what I want to say to them is that it is a bitter truth that they have to give examination again. Now, if suppose they have to keep patience out of it, they have to keep their mind calm in this situation. It is a testing of mindset now, because if suppose they will lose their temper at this time, they deserve, if they deserve to be doctor, and if they will lose a temper in the next examination, if they will not perform well, that is the worst thing which will happen to them. So what I can suggest to them, do not spend too much of time now on who is the culprit, who is wrong, who is right. That is not the right time for the aspirants. This is the time again to prepare for the next examination. I know it is very easy to say but difficult to do, but that is what they are supposed to do. If they want to be a great doctors, if they want to be a big doctors, it is an emergency situation. They have different plans, but in this emergency situation, they have to act like a great surgeons, great doctors.
Right. Now, it's an important point that you raised about accountability as well. What we saw in 2024 is the then NTA chief was sacked. Today, the current NTA chief has held a press conference and promised action and accountability. But the central government is not willing to speak a word, including the education minister who's not yet spoken. What would you say about the current state of affairs in terms of fixing accountability at least?
I personally feel that at least government and anti-agencies acknowledge that there is a leakage in the paper. That is why they have given the notification that examination will be conducted again onto it. So obviously government and NTA is accountable, and they have taken responsibility indirectly by saying that they will conduct the examination again. I think that both will again come up with some kind of solution and explanation once the CBI inquiry will be. They will get inputs from the CBI inquiry.
All right. All eyes on that investigation. Where will the accountability fix is a very important question, because this is the future of lakhs of Indian students that we're talking about. If it can happen to a key exam like NEET, many students are wondering what will happen to the other competitive exams. How long will we continue to see these stories of paper leak and the impact that it will have on our education sector? I think that's a question. Yeah.
So we need to understand that this is not a crime which is less than a murder, because 1.25 crores mindset has been disturbed because of this action. So we should consider it as a fast track court should be established. Very strict action should be taken. Those who are involved into it, we should set an example that this is very, very important for the government, for the nation, because it is the future of the nation. And especially we are dealing with the future doctors. If suppose we'll get the wrong doctors, how will feel that our disease are treated in a better way. So it is the most important thing.
No, I agree with you that it's a murder, because it's certainly a murder of the hopes, aspirations, hard work of lakhs of these students. And Nitin Viijay, I'd like to thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to us here at Times.
Thanks a lot for considering me. Thank you.
Thank you.